slipping, dipping in and out of the shadows. By nightfall, all this gets swallowed. The me and Flea is down to do battle, cause when the sun shines, they got to follow.
Ad knows much about the invisible shadow. The enemy's laughing at you while you acting like an asshole. Extreme darkness makes my people seem heartless. It got me more frustrated than a bean sparkless. You see, the enemy is a scheme artist. Right now they be the smartest, cause your only concern is if you seem the hardest, but you seem retarded. The black man is in panic. You got people saying they God, but acting satanic. I know God knows. You think you are because you got hoes? You brainwashed, watching too many talk shows. I bet you got flows, but it results in evil. When the only way to be equal or come up is insulting people. The shadow got us reeled in. We think we building. Too busy talking shit or fucking hoes who raise our children. You'll be amazed when the curtain raises. It'll make you give praises or say this, who gon' save us? I remain patient, meditating while they got you waiting to go to a camp of concentration. I ain't faking. Man, we like the brand new Jews, but the new Hitler's too big for you to get in your view. For 22 years, I done battled with the shadow and my people act so shady, but I still got your back, no, cause you black, bro. And if you ever let that go, I'ma see you at the roads upon the plateau.
They slipping, dipping in and out of the shadows. By nightfall, all this gets swallowed. But me and Flea is down to do battle, cause when the sun shines, they got to follow. I was walking down the block with my nigga A+. You know what's up, soaking up rays and vapors. All of a sudden it seems like the beams were shrouded by an eclipse, but this happens frequent. Some niggas was rolling secretive. They wanted to beat the living shit out of us if we wasn't talking about giving it up. Like applause down to the drawers. They said that we're sent by the shadow, we better not tattle. Lickety splits and daddle, the sky got brighter, our high got tighter. Me and Flea started talking about why we got biters, runners, and other antagonists. And whenever we speak, they treat us like we were evangelists. No, we're merely analysts, observing what's occurring, like who's doing the serving, keeping our people from flourishing. We more about nourishing who's deserving, teaching courage, cause the earth's being engulfed and what they teaching is murders. Homicides, dramas live on HBO. The ratio is so unbalanced, and we know this was established back in the I always learn to beware of sinners and those who praise pestilence, even if it's your next of kin. Like a lot of Americans hate Mexicans for the girl who got raped, so she don't wanna have sex again. They slipping, dipping in and out of the shadows. By nightfall, all this gets swallowed. But me and Flea is down to do battle, cause when the sun shines, they got to follow.
Slipping,
dipping in and out of the shadows. By nightfall, all this gets swallowed. But me and Flea is down to do battle, cause when the sun shines, they got to follow.
slipping,
Dipping in and out of the shadows. By nightfall, all this gets swallowed. But me and Flea is down to do battle, cause when the sun shines, they got to follow.
On her side this morning, Clinton says more and more voters are realizing she'd be the best president and commander-in-chief. Also on CNN's American Morning, Clinton talked about responding to a crisis, a point she drove home with that 3 a.m. phone call ad. She admits there's not a specific example where she was the go-to person.
There isn't any way that anyone who's not been president, but, you know, the administration sent me to war-torn zones. I was the first person from the Clinton administration to go into Bosnia after the Dayton Peace Accords. You know, I went to Macedonia and sat down with their government and negotiated opening up that border. There are a lot of examples. But it is not just one thing. You know, Senator Obama's whole campaign is about a speech he gave in 2002. And, of course, by 2004, he'd even backed away from his fervent anti-war sentiment and said he wasn't sure how he would have voted. And he actually agreed with the way George Bush was conducting the war. First person from the Clinton administration.
I ain't never just tripped and pitched it. Just looked at the whole situation, cause once you look at it, you know, really do. They don't give a fuck about us. They don't give a fuck about us. They don't give a fuck about us. Some say niggas is hard-headed cause we love the trip. We propagate, so we bang with this thug and shit. I see you tryna hide, hoping that nobody don't notice still a member of the hopeless. See you black like me, so you snap like me. When these devils try to plot, trap out young black seeds. Looking coppers as stupid as the niggas they chasing, looking for gold models. Our father figures is baseless, and expect Illuminati take my body to sleep. Niggas at the party with they shotties just as rowdy as me. Before I've had computer chips, I gotta deal with brothers flipping. I don't see no devils bleeding, only black blood dripping. We can change, which now say I'm watching niggas work their lives out without pay. Whatever it takes to switch places with the busters on top. I'm busting shots, make the world stop. They don't give a fuck about us.
This cabal of crowned killers used the global network of secret societies, loosely described as the Illuminati, to do their bidding and killing. The conspiratorial view of history is the correct view of history. Conspiracy to grab property, conspiracy to make illegal profits, and conspiracy to assassinate has been the driving force behind the royal political elite for thousands of years. Many people believe that conspiracy in world politics simply does not exist. But it is a provable fact that the royal political elite have committed murder to gain power over and over again throughout the ages. Many of these murders were the result of a conspiracy usually orchestrated by politicians and aristocrats serving members of royal families. The Roman Emperor Julius Caesar was stabbed to death on the Ides of March. This was a conspiracy. US President Abraham Lincoln was shot at point-blank range by a distant relative of the British Prime Minister's wife, William Booth. This was a conspiracy. Every November the 5th, the gunpowder plot is celebrated. Guy Fawkes planned to explode a bomb beneath the Houses of Parliament. This was a conspiracy. In recent times, we have seen the last truly popular president of the United States, Mr. John Fitzgerald Kennedy, assassinated. This was a conspiracy. According to Muhammad al-Fayed, Princess Diana was the latest victim of a royal conspiracy in which she was allegedly murdered under orders from the British royal family. History teaches us that the royal elite have killed before, and it is most likely that they will kill again. Many people believe that capital punishment, usually in the form of hanging, is no longer permitted in Britain. This is not so. The royal family still reserve the right to prosecute and then hang someone if found guilty of treason. Treason, in its most harmless form, is simply criticism of the royal family. A more serious form of treason would be to conspire, just as Guy Fawkes did, to attack the very heart of the royal political establishment. And another serious form of treason would be to accuse the royal family of murder and thus turn public opinion against the monarchy, possibly resulting in the dethronement of the royals. This film does commit treason, but it is the truth. History tells us that the German impostors who occupy the British throne have consistently tortured, illegally imprisoned, and even murdered, sometimes